Hi, Shruthi Shivaram. Congratulations on scoring AIR 47 at inter-CA level. It's an incredible achievement at that stage of your life. And we are glad to invite you to be part of this podcast, the rankers of Ednovate. Shruti, just tell me about your journey as to what motivated or goaded you to do CA in your life.
I took up the commerce field at ninth grade. So I've always been fascinated with accounts and finance and the subjects as such. Economics was my favorite subject at that time. And so I think I knew I was always attracted to these subjects, and I was looking at career choices, and obviously CA is such an esteemed course. So I mean, I did hear like people were like it's very tough, most of the people fail and everything, but I think I took it up as a challenge that yes, no, I want to do it and I will pass. I will show them.
You've passed with flying colors. Yes. And not only passed, you've got an all India rank. I think I'll tell you, it's such an achievement because fortunately, unfortunately, there are only 50 ranks for CA,
correct,
right?
correct.
If I speak about other exams, the ranks goes into 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, 8,000, right? And they still have a rank.
Correct.
But for us, हमारा तो 50 पे ही rank रुक जाता है, so we can't help it out. It's very exclusive. In fact, the course is also exclusive.
Correct.
So the moment you are under that 50, it's always that feeling of pride, which you have, right? So that's great. Shruti, you spoke about like the 3 golden rules which you typically follow in your life, and you've also kind of followed it while pursuing your CA, right? So could you just tell me about those 3 golden rules?
Yeah, so I think it's like practice, determination, and focus. Why I say this is because I think practice is something every professor, I guess, tells you you have to practice as much as you can, but I can't stress how important it is, because I think as you practice, like you learn the mistakes you make and you won't repeat it again. So the more you practice, more you get to know that what are my weak spots, what are my strengths, so you can concentrate more on your weaknesses. Like that's what I did. Like for example, like costing was a subject I was weak in, so I put an extra into it. And like because for example in tax, every question is different, so it's like the more you have to practice as much as you can. So that's like at the top right there. And I think determination, or I think as my mother calls adamancy, also goes like there, because it's like towards the padhai. So you have to be determined to achieve your goal, that you don't need to lose focus, because it's very easy. There are a lot of distractions around, and you need to have that presence of mind to prioritize that what is important, what is not. And I guess you need to be determined that yes, I want to do this, because there will be a lot of people around you saying that, as CA has that stigma around it, that people don't pass, why are you doing this? And it's a long process, attempts lagte hain, everything. But I think you just need to be determined that no, I will do it.
Correct.
Yes, and focus is, I guess, you have to be focused on your goal. Like it's very easy to get diverted, and obviously towards the end you might miss out on some things, but you have to be focused on the end objective, and it'll all be worth it.
Right. So I'll tell you, practice and determination, these are 2 things which is very, I will not say easy, but you have practiced it over a period of time. Even practice needs to be practiced, right? It becomes your inherent quality, right? However, focus is something which is a very short concept, right? You can be defocused because of various reasons in your life, right? Unfortunately, you are a generation which is a social media generation. So there's Insta, there is FB, there is Twitter, there's LinkedIn. We were not that generation. The only we could lose focus is if we are talking too much to our friend, right?
Now the distraction comes,
like this,
every
small things which you have, right? And so how do you kind of manage? So I'm not focusing more on the determination and the practice part, because everybody somewhere down the line, they know that they got to do it. But I think focus is something which I feel is lacking. It's very short term, and especially in your generation, it's like snap, right? So how you kind of concentrated on that focused part and ensure that all these things are not kind of diluting your main aim to clear your inter-CA exam?
Yeah, so I think as far as like social media angle, I wouldn't say. I mean, I think the most important thing is you need to know what's important. You need to prioritize that I need to do this. That this is what I want. That I want to become a CA. I want to pass in this attempt. So you need to have that inner voice telling you, because for me, the biggest factor was whenever, suppose I was kind of getting diverted, suppose I wanted to see a particular show on TV, Friends dekhna hai. So then there used to be this inner voice ki matlab are
you'll waste 30 minutes
ye baki hai. So I think that was the one which kept me grounded. And another thing is that I wouldn't say like सब कुछ delete कर दो, मतलब get isolated, get inside a cocoon. I would not say that, because that's not something I did. And like I never deleted as an Instagram, or I didn't cut off from the rest of the world. Because I think, I don't know, I was always that way, and I think my parents also have a huge role to play in that angle, because my mom is always, usually parents are बोलते अरे पढ़ाई कर, बाहर मत जा. My mom has always been opposite. She's like तू कुछ ज़्यादा ही पढ़ाई कर ले, थोड़ा balance भी कर ले. So I think that you need to know what's important for you, and वो inner voice, your conscience,
we're going to tell you. Determination to be focused, and I'm using your words right in a way and maybe making it a question for you, but a lot of times people lack that determination because they're demotivated in some way or the other, and then they hook on to Insta, social media and all, and I think that sometimes drag them down, because you waste 30 minutes. Every minute wasted during the exam preparation is taking you away from your goal to clear your exam, is what I felt, because you never know, शायद वो जो 30 minutes में आप पढ़ना सोच रहे होते या पढ़ते या छोड़ दिया है, वही exam में 30 marks का आके you can be sail through, right? Because a lot of times it's always about, of course, getting rank is one part of the story, but then 200 also pass, right? So that's there, but I think you have that inner you listen to your conscience, I will say, but not all people are strong at your age of 19 years, right? To hear this voice, people miss that voice, right? So so only thing is that you have to have that line, you have to demarcate. There should be that thin line, limits. Yes,
iske aage will be too much, and maybe like I know it's very difficult for me too. Abhi now I've done it, so now I can say, but it's very tough. And I think some of the things that, like, for many people, motivational videos work, or someone you look up to, like a mentor,
right?
Unki baatein, and I think you need to find something which grounds you, or your anchor,
right?
Which does not let you lose focus. It can be your parents, your friend, or your professor. Or just
it can be you also.
Exactly, you yourself.
You yourself, because if there is a voice which is telling you constantly, you got to do it, you got to do it, you will get up and do it. Because I believe there couldn't be a big motivator than yourself. Couldn't be a big competitor than yourself.
I think you're the biggest judge of yourself.
Yourself, yes. And we are judging ourselves too much lot of times. And I totally agree with your mother, because मेरी मम्मा भी वैसे ही थे.
जोश के साथ
होता है. And I think somewhere down the line, our parents knew that हमारा बच्चा कर लेगा. मतलब जैसे आप बोले ना कि तो ये बहुत ज्यादा पढ़ रहे हो भाई, हो जाओ, मतलब ठीक है, you need life also, right? So
you can't pause life.
You can't pause life. So I think that's what I've realized as I grew up. But I think those support, those kind words from parents, that trust from parents, right, is something which kind of made me sail through my journey. So very important. I want to touch upon few things, because you're still kids for us, like people, those who are doing articleship, they've grown in their lives, right? There are times when negative thoughts comes in, and there are times when there is loneliness, there is no support, because again, you start with like 20 friends doing it together, filter हो जाते हैं CPT में 10, and by the time inter में 4 रह जाएंगे आपके. So you're also losing on to those good friends, and there's this negative thoughts. And what was the importance of manifestation to I mean, you are a true believer or a big believer that you have to manifest and it will happen, right? So explain something about that to us, like what do you feel, I mean, how do you used to do all those things and come out of those negative thoughts?
So I think in the entire course of it, you will come across a lot of negative thoughts, and I've also had a lot of breakdowns. If you don't score well in the test, or you're not getting this problem, or it tends to happen, especially as you said, you tend to lose friends, and like a lot of my friends, they were not doing CA also. So it's like towards the end, you can't meet up so much, you can't talk when you were immersed into your studies,
Right.
so you can't keep in touch, so that you do start to feel lonely that everyone's सब मजे कर रहे हैं और हम इधर पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं. So that's like a thought, obviously that's going to be there, but I think manifestation, what I meant was like, so I used to I had a study table and there was a board, so I wrote there I will pass in November 23 attempt. So I think I kept thinking about it, and for me it was like मैंने अपने दिमाग में बैठा लिया था कि it is only one attempt and like there is no concept of another attempt. So ये नहीं तो नहीं. So I was like that, I just kept it in my mind. And also there's one more thing, it's a little off topic, but I would like to stress that please give both groups
together.
Yes, because I feel that even that was one thing I kept in my mind, that there's no option of giving just one group, because I feel there are so many advantages of giving both of the groups together. So I would really advise everyone to do that. And coming back to topic about manifestation, I used to like think about all the things I would like what CA would give me, and I kept thinking, जब pass करूँगी तो ये करूँगी वो करूँगी. So I think all of that
keeps you. Those were the driving force behind.
Exactly. And whenever, obviously, they'll be like, can I do this? Will I be able? Maybe I'll fail. Those thoughts do come in. So I think again, the support system around you matters a lot, and you need to have a positive environment around you. Don't surround yourself, especially during the last few months. You should not have people around you saying कि it's a difficult course. 2% ही pass percentage होता है. That tends, I mean, it's the truth, but it tends to affect a lot. So I think a positive environment, and just keep thinking कि I will pass.
Right.
So,
no, I think the power of manifestation, it's incredible. I mean, I have truly experienced in my life, not exams, but I have like 18 years of experience. I mean, at your age, you're talking very sensible to me. I'm listening to a very matured person, I feel, who understands the complexities of life at such an early stage. I think even those things which you spoke about, the 3 golden rules, at your stage, I think very few people can actually talk about them with such clarity.
I also learned it through the process only. Before, obviously, I wasn't like this before either. As I think CA teaches you that.
Right.
The process, patience especially, teaches you a lot of patience.
I think every CA can write its own story.
Yeah.
मतलब हर CA जैसे as we become mothers, we tell हर माँ अपनी एक story लिख सकती है.
But I spoke about motivational speakers. I mean, seeing those videos never really helped me. The self-help books. For some time, it was very short term. It doesn't used to affect me. But I think self-motivation होना चाहिए. For me, that's what works. And I think maybe for someone else, it can.
बच्चे हैं ना, मतलब kids of your age, they sometimes need those people, those who speak. तो हम लोग यहाँ पे ऐसे बोलते हैं कि जब भी आप spiritual sermons में जाते हो, जब भी प्रवचन जैसे अपन बोलते हैं, तो lot of people who go regularly, and there are people who doesn't go, मतलब वो एक बार जाते हैं and then they don't go, they don't feel the need of it, because वो एक बार जाके समझ जाते हैं वो चीज, right? और वो जो रोज जाते हैं उनको समझ नहीं पाते वो, and they want every time someone else should be telling the same thing again and again. Both are right in their perspective. It's just that this person is slightly more powerful in terms of understanding nuances of life, और वो बोलता है कि नहीं, अभी मुझे जो समझा है अप्लाई करना है लाइफ में, और वो अप्लाई करने के लिए मुझे खुद को धक्का मारना पड़ेगा. वो बंदा बोलता है मुझे समझ गया है बट मैं खुद को धक्का नहीं मार सकता, मारो मेरे को धक्का. Right? So it's like that.
And the professors have, like, I don't think I could have achieved a rank or even passed without them, like their guidance. And मतलब मैं तो रोज ऐसा डाउट पूछने आती थी कि सर ये क्या है वो क्या है, and they used to always explain it to me, and like it's been amazing. It's like all the friends I've made, and even the professors, like even after the rank, like I called all of them, and yeah, their reaction was more, I felt proud. I made them proud. I wanted to make them proud.
I think you're overwhelmed when you're talking about Ednovate, and it happens only when you talk about your family. But adding to that, like, what were the things you felt were the unique features which you got in Ednovate, be it RTP, whatever it is, writing practice? बहुत करवाते हैं हम लोग, बच्चे परेशान हो जाते हैं क्यों करवा रहे हैं. So what do you think actually helped you in scoring a rank? Because something which you want to talk about, conceptual clarity. I mean, you know all those things, but what helped you? Special thing which you really like about
I think the personal touch, like every professor, like knew my strengths, knew my weakness. He knew what I need to improve on, and he used to advise me regarding that. And the study material is extremely comprehensive. It has everything: past year papers, RTP, MTP, and हमारे accounting standard में sir used to show us the module. And sir used to be like, ये हमारे book में already है, module में हमारे book में already है. So it's like it's like you can be rest assured that the number you can do the Ednovate material as many number of times as you can, because I think it's very comprehensive. It has everything in it, and all the practice sessions. बहुत लिखवाते हैं. Starting में I used to be like, इतना homework दे रहे हैं, and they used to check every day. So in the beginning we used to be like, oh no, and everything. But I think like post the result, I'm like, oh my god, thank God I did that. All of that writing practice really, like, it all was really helpful for me. And the test series also, which Ednovate conducted, and it was very like almost I think 16 or 30 मुझे याद नहीं कितने, but ऐसा पूरा there was a whole timetable of tests, and I gave every single one. Even though I feel that's very important, even if you're not prepared, you should give it for the writing practice, because it in the final it helps a lot.
Right.
So I think the personal touch which Ednovate has, and it's very comprehensive. It covers everything, and it makes you feel कि हाँ मतलब कोई like ऐसा भरोसा है. Yes, if they're there, it'll happen. If they've done it for you, so yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, and I'm really proud that I'm part of this organization, because we are trying to drive that change which we missed in our journey, and we knew that we had no one to handhold us, and we really want each and every student, whosoever is coming to us, if they're determined, we ensure that the determination is converted either into rank or they passing both groups in the first attempt. I think that is the genesis behind. Sometimes we may scold, sometimes we may be strict, but the idea is to ensure that बच्चा अच्छे से कर ले, because there's also aspirations of parents. I realize आपके साथ parents का भी बहुत aspirations होता है, तो we understand that and we want कि नहीं, because Bombay में actually college हो जाता है 11th 12th. You were from ICAI board, I was from CBSE board. But the student from state boards or from the other boards, right, who move to like college. So I think that discipline is missed. And because of that, CPT to clear ho jata hai.
Definitely, like all the motivational lectures, as in towards the end, a lot of like Dhaval sir or Rahul sir, they used to like just make us sit down and just used to talk to us, and I mean they used to understand what we are going through, and it really helped a lot. That there's someone to understand what we're going through. Because it's like people around us, मतलब वो लोग समझ नहीं पाते ना, कहीं ना कहीं वो ये हो जाता है. So it was very helpful.
I totally understand, because as I say, CA journey becomes a very lonely journey. You start with 20 friends, you end up with 4 friends, right? And वो 4 भी फिर लगे हुए हैं अपने ही सब चीजों में, right? Because then immediately after industry you'll have now articleship, right?
Correct.
So वो बहुत कम हो जाता है. You don't know your parents, if not from that background, they will not understand the hustle. They will be there, they will be supporting you, but you can't speak to them कि मैं दोनों group दूँ कि एक group दूँ. They will not be the deciding factor.
Correct.
You need a different kind of mentors to support you in that, and I think I'm very happy that we're able to do that for you. But you did spoke about the masti, the songs, and of course we'll have you present one song to us. But what you really enjoyed being with Ednovate, and of course the feeling of institution, as I was talking about to you when we started this conversation. So describe in few words how you felt about being with Ednovate, other than of course the studies which is spoke about, the other activities like.
Yeah, so I think from like the only thing that coming to my mind is Ednovate became like a family. We all connected instantly, and there was just this understanding, and it was, and masti bhi bhar ke ki hai. So it's like there's been a lot of fun activities, like there's we had our Edno Fest, and there's Edno Ras and everything, so that's also been really great. And even the concepts, when the professors teach us, they use like live examples, like hamare naam ka hi example so that became very personalized. It's like sometimes you're not paying attention,
and suddenly we know your name,
so then you're like okay abhi dhyan dena, abhi then you come back to
So I
guess that was the whole experience was really good.
So one advice which you want to give to CA students, like aspiring CA students, like who's about to appear for the inter, what would be that advice? What do you want them to do, like so that they can clear in their first attempt?
So I mean, I think I would say that, like, obviously, like the three golden rules as I mentioned, and I think you should just know, like, you should be clear in your objective, that what you want to pass in this attempt. Like, be very clear about that, and I think don't let everything get too much into your head. Sabki suno, and obviously listen to everyone who is saying, but then do what feels right. And I think one more will be, like, give both groups together. Please do
Yeah.
that, because, like, I know a lot of my friends who like was set off ki wajah se it's been like a blessing. It has
Right.
helped them pass, and it's helped them, like, gain good marks also. So I think that would be one. And practice. I'll keep practical subjects, like, costing, accounts, DT वगैरह हो गया, या फिर even the theory subjects. The more you practice, the more you get better.
So you were narrating some incident regarding the tax. Yeah. So I just love to hear that.
Sure, that was like a very traumatic incident. So it was like, so I think practice is what helped me in this. That's the context I would like to give. So basically, it was my tax fourth paper hota hai na. Our direct tax is section A, and indirect tax is section B. So you have two different booklets that they give in the center. So I don't know whether maybe I didn't read the instructions properly. I was obviously, we're all tax ka papers, like panic. All papers you're anxious and nervous, but tax is little more, because it's like at least for other papers you have a precedent that ye aa sakta hai. Tax is like a new questions altogether. So obviously there was a nervousness. Maybe I didn't read the instruction properly, and our invigilator also did not really
Explained it properly.
Exactly. So I started out with direct tax, and I wrote it in the section B booklet.
Oh.
So I written good 2-3 questions. एक पूरा वो पहला 14 mark का question मैंने उसमें ही लिख दिया, and it started, and then between our invigilator clarified, and she was like, you can't do this, you have to. So I had to cut the entire thing, and I had to rewrite it in the section A booklet. Like, I was literally, I mean, I'm not being dramatic, but I was on the verge of tears. I was like, Abhi, I don't know, because tax में time is very important. Because 3 घंटे ही है. So it's
और DT IDT दोनों करना है तुमको.
Exactly. And I had to write it, copy paste ही करना है, but
it takes you another 10-15 minutes, right?
Time jata hai. So I had to write it all again, and I think there was only like 1 hour or 1 hour somewhere around that left. I had IDT full left, and I had like maybe 1 or 2 questions of DT left. So I was like, I don't know, I was panicking, but then I was like, you know what, let me just write as much as I can.
Okay.
So it's like, sir भी बोलते थे कि मतलब जो आता है लिख के आओ, जितना हो सके लिख के आओ. So it's like, I don't know, by God's grace, I could finish the paper somehow. And now, I think later now, but that time it was, DT was 60, IDT was 40. So I could finish the paper, somehow I finished the paper. Now I realize, like, it was all because of the practice. I think all of the practice, the previous year, past year question papers that I solved, RTP, MTP, Ednovate material, they gave a separate, there's also an additional questions booklet that's provided by Ednovate, and like, I must have solved almost all the questions. So I'm like, I think that really helped my speed. Because abhi handwriting to pata nahi matlab. Yeah, so but I wrote as fast as I can. I could finish the paper.
Very nice.
So I think practice really helped me there. And I think one more thing I would like to say is, like, after I finished my paper, obviously I was still in that state of mind.
So, Shruti, while discussing, you did mention that you have this habit of making a to-do list, and you also talk about it that after exams I'll do this, I'll do that. Now exams are over, the results are out, and you have scored a rank. So what you did pre-result and what you propose to do now, since you've got the result and of course a rank. So what was there in the to-do list, and what all things have been checked in the to-do list?
So I think I was like, that was one of the motivating factors कि मतलब होने के बाद ये सब कर सकती हूँ, because I think like I sing, so I used to go to music class, and one of the I wanted to learn guitar always. So like obviously exams का time था, so you can't do all of that. And so that was those were some of the things, and also meeting friends. कि कहीं बाहर चलते
Sure.
हैं, and I think spending time with family. We had a wedding coming up, so that was something I was very excited about. So yeah, just normal general things. Because towards the I think last 2 months you're like घर पे ही you're sitting at home and studying, right? So I think mainly just like going out and meeting people, attending events, and my college, the college fest. I wanted to go and perform in my college fest. So just small things like.
So small things makes big things in life, right? I think we missed on to those small things, waiting कि अरे कुछ बड़ा होगा life में. But these are moments you have to be in the moments, because I will कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ तो छूट जाने ही वाला है. So let's be in the moment, enjoy what you have with you.
ये जवानी है दीवानी quote.
One very special moment of yours in Ednovate, which you want to share with us, which you will cherish throughout your life, or you remember any funny moment, emotional moment, whatever that moment be.
So I think like towards the end of class, like the last 2 weeks or something, so we were like it was like last lecture of बहुत सारे professors का last lectures था. So we were like bringing cakes for all the professors, and they were cutting the cake, and we made like a whole birthday celebration time. It was so, I mean, I think like they spoke a lot of emotional things. They advised us, and we like had the people sang, someone danced. So it was like full on, all of that was happening towards the last, like it was the last lecture.
It's more like a farewell party.
Yeah, like a farewell party. Funny moments though, like
every class there रहता है.
Every lecture is only there'll be some funny moment or something happening. Like even while explaining concepts, they used to give funny examples only. So half of the time it was like that only. So it was, and I think my birthday fell during the time of classes. So it's like, so they like got a cake for me, and
very nice, very nice. So quickly for the gift hamper, you have to. We are coming to our last round of conversation, which is rapid fire. Quickly, fast, one word you have to say. So the first question is mummy or papa? Whom are you more attached to?
Mom.
Okay. Sweet or namkeen?
Sweet.
Dosa or upma?
Dosa.
Singing or dancing?
Singing.
Your biggest support system, family, friends, mentors?
Family.
First person whom you shared your rank with?
Yeah, I think so. It was like my mom, dad, and me. हमने साथ में ही वो
click किया था.
They were all there
together. So your idol in life?
My mom.
One word that comes to your mind when I say the following words: success.
Subjective.
Subjective. Money.
I think money can buy happiness.
Because
Public opinion.
CA.
Teacher.
Your success is because of parents. Ednovate yourself. All of the above.
All of the above.
Okay. Thank you so much, Shruthi, for sharing your valuable insights with us, and it was an honor to have you here.